right, Jordan, rock, paper, scissors for the intro. All right. One, two, three, shoot. Oh, we already went.
I win. What's up, everybody?
Okay,
Andrew, get
bye.
out of here. I'm Andrew Hochradel, your host. Welcome to Design in the Dark, where we are going to be relying on the chat. Let me welcome my guest today, who is Jordan Ayotte. Say hi, Jordan. Hey, everybody. I'm Jordan. I am a character designer and illustrator, and I'm so excited for us to figure out today with you what our cover of this children's book is going to look like. It's going to be super fun. It is very chat heavy. So if you're new to this, jump on the chat, be a part of it. You're going to suggest a bunch of things. And I forgot everything else I was supposed to say. So please welcome back Andrew Hochradel, our actual host. Andrew, please
Yes.
come back.
Oh, I'm back. Hello, everyone. Oh, I didn't sneeze myself in. Hold on, that's my thing. Achoo. Oh, achoo. There we go. Snooze back in. A little I Dream of Genie. Hello, everyone. Welcome
He's
again.
back.
Design in the Dark. I'm back. This is our friend Jordan Ayotte. He's here, and I am Andrew Hochradel. You can just call me Hawk. You can follow either of us on social media, on Instagram. Thanks for the link, Sam, or here on Behance. Today we are going to be working on a book cover, which will be super fun. Jordan is an illustrator. Jordan, I want to show a little bit of your work before we hop in right here. So I'm going to pop over, and this is Jordan's Instagram right here. It is just Ayotte.Jordan. Oh, hold on. There we go. I'm professional. Ayotte.Jordan on Instagram. This is the place to be. You can see some of his incredible work, like this awesome Godzilla piece that he created here. So you can check that out. It's not loading for some reason, but that's all right. Check out this Godzilla piece and some of the others. Go and follow on Instagram, and why not? Go ahead and give Jordan a little heart emoji on some of his work. So yesterday, Jordan, what did we do? Do we want to kind of explain what we did yesterday to our friends?
Yeah. Okay, so the challenge was that we were going to create the next chapter in a book. We didn't know what chapter it was. And so we started off by naming our hero, which you guys decided his name was Noah, and he was running away from something. So we decided that he was in a lab together, and you guys said, make it slimy. So there was some slime in there, the slime melting the floor. I remember you guys said we want radioactive mice or rats in there. So we drew some radioactive rats. And then Noah was being chased by your suggestion, which was a dragon. So somehow there was a dragon unleashed in this lab. And so Noah was running from the dragon, and he was looking for his teddy bear or something. And then there was a mad scientist. So we drew a mad scientist. You guys him in a ball pit. So I drew him in a ball pit, and he was releasing a lever. And I think that's like kind of where we stopped, because that's where the story ended, and we have to turn the page, but we didn't know. So that was our choose your own adventure, where you guys got to choose everything that I drew, and it was really fun. And I'm very excited to see what you choose today for the front cover of our book, which we need to name, by the way.
I'm as well, yes. So we're going to be working through all of those today. Chat, we will need your participation on a big level. So if you are in chat, go ahead. One, let me know where you're watching from. And two, you are going to be able to participate today. So continue that participation. Keep putting things into chat. First of all, let me know where you're watching from. And Jordan, I'm going to read our story from yesterday just to give everyone a little bit of context. And yesterday we had a little bit of connection issues. We may face some today, so stick with us. If it gets a little wonky, we'll work through it. This show is live, so we'll do it. All right, cool. So I'll redo the story, and then we'll move into what we're doing today. Crash. Time was running out, and Noah had to make his escape. The lab was slimy and drippy as Noah began to run. It was the last chance to finally save his favorite stuffed animal. The lab was littered with radioactive rats, making for a very complicated and dangerous escape. A dragon was close on his tail, flinging flaming tennis balls toward Noah in a frenzy of action and peril. Swoosh! A flaming tennis ball flashed by his ear as he twisted to dodge it. Back in the ball pit, Mad Scientist was planning and plotting. As the mastermind and master of the dragon, every twist and turn, the flaming tennis balls were precisely and methodically planned out. Each lever was programmed to play some part in stopping Noah's escape. Little did he know, looming around the next turn, Noah would face his biggest challenge yet. Lurking in the shadows, waiting patiently, was a huge ... And yes, friends watching from Nigeria, from Kenya, friends in Australia, deep in the heart of Texas. That's right. And I 100% can see that we are having connection issues. So, y'all, it's probably going to happen today. It is very hot. I think it's happening across California. So stick with us. We'll have some fun today. And yeah, stay active in chat, and we love it. Jordan, let's get started on today. What we're going to do is, chat, you'll see me switching back and forth between Jordan's screen, my screen, and both of our screens. We're starting out on Jordan's screen over here. And Jordan, let's start with the title. Chat, let me know what the title is. And Jordan, I know that we want our character to be on there somewhere. So Noah is going to be on the cover. In chat, we need him to be in a some
Okay.
kind of pose. What kind of action pose do we want Noah in? Is he like diving? Is he swimming? Is he like clasping onto something? What is he holding onto? Let me know, chat, and we will put that into our chat. What do we want him to be? Also, we are going to need a book title. So chat, if you want to give us a book title, we can plug that in. On my screen, I will be doing a data merge from the, I'll be doing data merge from Adobe InDesign. We'll be making a spreadsheet, and that will go ahead and pull in to InDesign, which will be in the data merge, which will be super, super fun. So yes, go ahead and drop that into chat. Just a second. It looks like possibly we have some connection issues, of course, again, as that is happening. Chat, stick with me. Keep tossing your suggestions in there, and as they pop up, we will put them in. All right, Jordan, are you working on our character?
Yeah. You said him, and he's being pulled by something, or he's holding on to something.
Yes. Okay. So,
So I'm gonna do very dynamic. I'm gonna try to like make it holding on to something.
Great. So he's holding on to something, and we have some things coming in for our book title now. Our book title, let's do Jar of Stars. I like that.
Ooh, jar of
Great,
stars.
great little thing. Jordan, someone in chat says he's a gliding position like a flying squirrel, and Kelly says gripping. So maybe he's like holding onto something, like he's kind of like being pulled or like flying by it. So a little bit dimension, a little bit of kind of organic movement.
Okay.
All right, all right, cool. So that is the first piece that we need for our design. And in the story, so we have the book title, which is Jar of Stars, is a blank, an adjective, a blank tale. What kind? Is it harrowing? Is it exciting? What kind of tale? What kind of story is this? Let me know, chat. And it is a tale of two verbs, so maybe running and jumping. And Jordan, the next thing for you that chat is going to have is it is set in a world theme. So chat, this can be anything from space to underwater. Think of like Mario levels, I guess, the different worlds. So let us know what kind of world it is. Maybe it's a desert world. What kind of world theme are we in for our story? And nice. So Lynn says that he is holding on to his teddy bear. That is actually going to...
Ooh.
that says that it is going to be a teddy bear. All right, that'll be later on in our story. So holding on to the teddy bear, and yes, Jordan has ESP. Yes, I know Jordan is really good at drawing action poses. Um, yes, Jordan's really good at drawing action poses, and especially with kind of different characters and stuff. All right, so it is a breathtaking, love that, a breathtaking tale.
Andrew, have we decided a location?
Not quite yet. A comedic
Okay.
tale. And yes, we are having some connection issues. So I'm currently trying to figure this out. Chat, keep putting things in there. Ooh, I love that. Jordan, a great suggestion came in from chat. An upside down world. Can we do an upside
Ooh.
down world? Kind of fun.
Yeah.
Some other
Okay,
great.
so let me think.
Yes, so it's going to be a little bit crazy.
Um, this could be like a light. Actually, let's put fan blades. Fan
Ooh.
blades. What else? Can you ask them like what type of stuff I would have upside down?
Yeah, what other kind of things
Like
do we want in
what
this
are some things
scene?
that would like prove that it's upside down?
Yeah, is it well, yeah, I guess what kind of scene? Upside down world is great. But what kind of scene? Ooh, I like this one. Clever says an alchemy pseudoscience. So maybe it is like sci-fi, but like lab science lab sci-fi.
Okay. So
Um,
what else could I do that would be purposely upside down?
So
Let's
maybe there
do.
is maybe there's like a screen, some kind of like sci-fi screen, but like there's an image upside down or something, like an outline of a person. Maybe there are some tubes and stuff that look like they're upside down. I'm trying to think of what else could be alchemy. Buck Rogers meets Sword in the Stone. That feels right.
Love it.
That definitely feels right. All right, keep giving those suggestions, chat, and continuing on in our story. So we are looking now for a mode of transportation. I believe that we said, do we say rocket ship? I feel like we said rocket ship.
Oh, I definitely started drawing a rocket ship.
Okay, cool. It looks like we are back to excellent connection. I'm not sure what happened there. So we are here. We are on excellent connection. We are doing it, and it is working fine. So continue that. Okay, trees and oversized mushrooms. Someone said to maybe incorporate. So maybe there's some mushrooms like coming out of our little sciencey space.
Yep.
Got it.
Let's do
So
it.
let's go ahead and
Mushrooms.
read through the story real quick. It looks like our connection is possibly back? Question mark. So book title is an adjective. So our book title, I believe, was Jar of Stars. Is a let me see what we said here
Ooh,
for
jar of stars.
right.
I
Jar of
love that.
Stars is a comedic tale of adventure set in an upside down world. Join our hero Noah as he rides his rocket ship to save his favorite stuffed animal. I think that we had like thought that it might be other things, but it looked like the favorite stuffed animal. I think it was just a teddy bear, right? I think that we just ended on teddy bear, so that's what it's going to be. So Jordan, he'll be holding on to that teddy bear,
Got
and
it.
he will face. Here is some other options that we need from you, chat. We need a villain type, we need an animal, and we need a couple random nouns. So a villain type. Yesterday we had like a dragon. Maybe we have something that is an extra. Another kind of animal. So let me know what those are. So animal and a villain type, and then any noun, literally any noun from the universe, we can put in there and kind of just do whatever we want. Jordan, as those come in, what are some of the things? What are some of the things that inspire you as an artist?
Um, I think that uh, one of my favorite things is to look at the silhouettes of a character. I think that you can see any good character has a good silhouette, meaning that if you were to drop it away and you just saw them as a shadow, you would totally know what that character is. And so I'm always like, when people will post things of their silhouette or something like that, that always inspires me. Man, I need to make sure that my designs, like you can read them very easily if it was just a shadow.
Yes, I love that, and it's almost like the who's that Pokemon test, right? That it's
Oh
like
yeah.
you have to have the like who's that Pokemon, and then it's like oh it's this character. That's what you want is to figure out who are the characters and what do they do. Who's your daddy and what does he do? That was a really bad Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Yes. Cool. So someone in chat said another villain type. So let's do spiky jelly cubes. So maybe these are jellyfish, but they are like square jellyfish. And I guess
Okay,
we're underwater now. I guess we've gone underwater. So it's an
upside down, underwater. Got it.
underwater
We can
lab.
do
Yep.
this.
Cool. We can do this. We can keep adding. Why not? So upside down, underwater, and we are going to have some spiky jelly cubes, which are like jellyfish but square. And then everyone else says that there also will be an animal, a shark. So we're going to do a shark in there.
Okay.
And then for our noun, we are doing leeches. I love that. So we're doing leeches. And Jordan, maybe those are just kind of in front of the rocket ship, like he's kind of breaking through a cloud of leeches.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and fill these in. Again, we're going to do a data merge and just plug all this into the story once we are a little bit done with that. So the villain type, I believe that we had the spiky jellyfish.
Spiky jellyfish. You said put the spiky jellyfish in front of. Okay,
I think the spiky jellyfish can kind of just be kind of wherever, kind of floating.
I love spiky jellyfish.
And we want
That
them to
is
be
hilarious.
like, instead of being like bulbous and round on top, we want them to be like square. They're spiky jelly squares, I guess.
I love that.
All right,
so
sharks
funny.
and leeches.
What does a
All
leech
right.
look like?
A leech it's like a piece of tape but thicker, like a thick noodle.
Okay, here comes the leech. You guys ready?
All right, so chat, this is
Got
where
it.
we get interaction. Let me know if that looks like a leech. If it doesn't
Does
look like
that
a
look
leech,
like a leech to you guys?
yeah, let us know. I can't see Jordan's screen, and so it's up to you to advise me on whether or not that looks like a
That is the
leech.
best leech I've ever drawn.
Let me know, chat. Adventurous. In chat, we need a author for our book. So we need a name. If you want to toss me a name that will be the author for our book. Next up, we also need the name of our scientist. And Jordan, that's the next step for you. So yesterday, if you want to look at my screen, everyone, yesterday we had a mad scientist. He was sitting down in the corner, and the mad scientist was controlling this dragon who is shooting flaming tennis balls. And so, Jordan, we want him pretty much in the same place on the cover. We want him in that bottom left-hand corner. And he's going to be kind of controlling, like very Rita Repulsa kind of zone, just looking menacing. And chat, we need to name him. What will be the name for our mad scientist? So the name of the mad scientist, and then we need to put in the name of the author of our book. And everyone is saying that your leech looks fine. It's very leechy, and it looks kind of like a slug. So I would do a couple of those kind of just floating about.
Oh, you got it. I will put so many leeches.
Super leechy. All right, and Joe, you get the pick of the villain's name. His name is Mr. Fuzzlewuzzle.
Ooh.
Love that. Mr. Fuzzlewuzzle, love that. And then we need also our author's name. So if somebody else wants to put in the author's name, we can plug that in. And we need to know where this location of his secret lair is. So this is not the setting. This is the location of his secret lair. What kind of lair is it? And yes, Dr. Seuss is the only one who could write something like this. I think that this could also be like a Lemony Snicket or like Shel Silverstein kind of thing. Jordan, do you have any like young adult authors that you like a lot?
Young adult.
Or kid illustrators, children's books, any of that stuff.
Oh man, so I love Mo Willems. I love the work that Mo Willems does.
Okay.
I'm not sure what her name is, but the gal that does the Gruffalo's Child, the Room on a Broom. I love stories that rhyme for sure. I love rhyming stories, and hers, all those rhyme. There's some really good. They made some videos of her books that you can find on Netflix, I think.
Yes, and Sam Peterson, the greatest addition is his name is not Mr. Fuzzlewuzzle. It is Mr. Fuzzlewuzzle, PhD. Um,
Ooh.
I absolutely love that because he's a mad scientist. So Dr. Fuzzlewuzzle, PhD, and then the author goes to our friend Kelly Ayotte, who is probably literally in your house across the way on the couch somewhere. We're gonna give you one, Kelly. You get one suggestion here. The author is going to be Jopkins L. Durango because I just think that that feels like a children's book author, right?
Jopkins El Durango.
Jopkins El Durango. Cool. So people are saying for the layer, we've got a couple different options here. Joe has suggested a classic layer. I like that there is like a classic kind of layer, of like an underground kind of bunker. So there's that option. Let's see if there are any options that are coming through. Oh, I love that. Oh, that is the best answer ever. Jordan, his
What?
secret lair is going to
Yes.
be a snot bubble layer. So it's just going to be a
Oh, I got
big,
it.
yes, like a big, like gross, juicy bubble, but it's like a secret layer inside that bubble.
I love that. I
That's such a
love
fun
that.
idea.
Okay. How would
Snot.
I'm gonna put his whole entire nose in a bubble.
And that's where his secret layer is.
Yes.
I love that. I absolutely love that. So next up, as Jordan draws that chat, the next point in the synopsis is the scientist is releasing his army of cyborg animals. So we need to know what kind of animal do we want to be in a cyborg. They're going to be cyborgs, and then that cyborg is going to be in being controlled by some kind of animal. So let me know what kind of animal we want this cyborg to be controlling. Let me know in chat. And while we do that, Jordan, do you have
Yes.
any like type of people that you like to draw? I know when we looked at your Instagram, we looked at some of your other work. Some of the work is portraiture. Do you have any like types of people that you really like to draw?
I gotta be honest with you. I'm really bad at drawing women.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
yeah, it's just like it's hard for me to figure out how to like make them look beautiful or interesting without like maybe caricaturizing them too much. And then like when people ask me to draw caricatures of them, I'm always really nervous when it's a girl because I'm like, oh, if I make something look too weird, you might be offended. So
Yep.
guys are usually a little bit easier for me to draw because I don't care.
Yep, I made the mistake once. This was the beginning of my design career. I had taken some photos and was doing some retouching and just like lightening eyes, like darkening eyeliners, like fixing up blemishes, that kind of stuff. And the person comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And out of my mouth come the words, "I'm making you beautiful." And I was like, "That's
I
the end of my career. Like this friendship's over. I have nothing else to say. That is not it." And then I had to like go into explaining like there's a difference between like digital and like natural beauty and like it's the system is whatever. And yeah, it was
It's
bad.
rigged, man. It's
It's
rigged.
rigged, man. Love this. Okay, so the cyborg is going to be controlled by a T-Rex. So because
Ooh,
a
okay.
T-Rex is huge, we can either do like a big cyborg or we can do like a miniature T-Rex with like even tinier arms. Or maybe, oh Jordan, okay,
What?
what if it's a T-Rex that has normal sized arms, but the rest of his body is shrunk down?
I
So
could
like
try.
so like his body is just proportionate to what his arms would be, and then he's in whatever this cyborg is that the scientist is attacking with.
Okay, T-Rex.
Gosh, that's fun. And chat, if you have any questions for Jordan, go ahead and drop them into chat. Let me know. Jordan loves answering questions, loves talking to you, and we probably will have Jordan back. He's might be a reoccurring guest on the show. This has been so much fun. So put in there if you have any questions for our friend Jordan right there in chat. Yes, and people are loving people are loving the crazy T-Rex. Oh, cyborg corgis. That's just really cute. I just think cyborg corgis are really cute, that idea. So if you look at my screen, so Jordan is over there working, and we're going to pop over to my screen real quick, and you'll see that I have these weird little brackets in here. What this is it's basically like a Mad Lib. I'm working in a Google Sheet, plugging in all the things that you guys want. Here we have our animal, and I believe that we said a T-Rex. So we're going to put that in there, and that animal will come in right down here. So releasing his army of cyborg T-Rexes. and it will flow in each of those things that we're plugging in, much like a Mad Lib does. So next we have our mode of transportation, which we said was a rocket ship, but that rocket ship is very, very special because that rocket ship actually runs on blank. Chat, let us know what that runs on. It can be literally anything. And Jordan, for your reference, we are going to do like a trail of something. So it's going to be like a trail of something coming out of this rocket ship once the chat decides what we want it to be. So it can be
Perfect.
literally runs on whatever material. And yes, chat's very excited to have you back in the future. It looks like there's a little delay with chat, so we will continue on, which
Hey,
is 100% my fault. Yes.
Andrew, with the cyborg T-Rexes,
Yes.
I have a spot where like he or she could be like have a weapon against Noah. Like it could be a chainsaw or a flamethrower or something. Could you
Love
ask
that.
him what
Yes.
we should do?
Chat, what do we
And
want to
then
be the weapon that is attacking from the cyborg? Can be literally whatever we want it to be. Um, and yes, chat, again, put any questions that you have in chat for our friend Jordan as he illustrates this. And Jordan, I think today we're going to try to get to color.
yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna ink it and we'll try to get some colors in. I picked some colors too that I was gonna try to work with, and we'll see if they work with this.
Cool. Kelly has a great suggestion, but I promise that we only gave you one. Sorry, Kelly. Um, Kelly says that it runs on toothpaste, which is a really funny idea for a rocket ship. It's like
I
actually
love
just a
that.
toothpaste tube. But we're gonna go with oh, I love that. Our friend Excellence, Amen, Deegan, has suggested that it runs on broccoli. So runs on
Ooh,
broccoli, little florets. That could be fun to use it as if it's like little almost flames using the florets of the broccoli, right? That it's kind of got some movement to it, that it's kind of growing and shifting and flipping.
broccoli powered rocket. Think about how healthy we would be if all of our rockets ran on broccoli.
What, what if all the rockets were broccoli? Just completely change up all the lyrics. Cool. So let's go ahead and
I
start
left a
moving.
space, a very small space for us to put the title to. I hopefully that was correct.
Cool. And we can play around with that as well. Let's go ahead once it flows in. So Jordan, you can go ahead, move on to inking. Do you have any more questions?
I think that I'm gonna ink like my heart has never inked before.
Cool.
You
We have
ready?
about
I think
20 minutes, so
okay,
go
I'm
ahead,
gonna go
start inking.
fast.
And for those of you, I'm going to pop back over to my screen and show you what we're going to do here with this piece. So Jordan's is going to flow over here, and I am going to flow everything in. So in here we have a material, and this is broccoli. Broccoli? Is that how you spell broccoli? If it's wrong, we can fix it. There are two C's. Somebody, thank you for putting it in there. Broccoli. Got it. All right, so we're going to go to download, and we're going to download this as a CSV. That's just comma separated values is what it stands for. It's gone ahead and downloaded that for us. And we can come in here and go to Window in InDesign, Utilities, and Data Merge. And we already have a data merge happening up top, but we're going to go ahead and replace that. We're going to go to Select Data Source, and I'm going to select this design in the dark right there. So here we are going to replace these. We have our book title. Next up we have an adjective. There we go. Then we have a verb, which is right here. So again, I am literally just clicking and putting these through. And again, chat, as I do this, if you have any questions for me or Jordan, put them in chat. We are going to have a little bit of time to go through and answer some questions. So mode of transport. And this is super easy to just click through in InDesign, replace these, and it is going to flow our whole story in for us. We can change them, we can augment them, do really whatever we want here. So now, and I believe those were leeches that we ended up with. Let's put a space there. We have our scientist's name that we have there. Then we have his not bubble layer. That's just the grossest thing I've ever heard.
Love that.
That I love it, but it's also like just so terrible. And then we have our second animal, which I believe, what was our animal cyborg, Jordan?
It was a T-Rex with
That's right.
big arms.
That's right. A proportional T-Rex. I love that. And then we have our mode of transport, which was his spaceship. Where is that? transportation, and our material that it runs on, good old broccoli. And then over here, I'm going to put in the book title, and you'll see the book title is actually flowing into two separate spaces. You can do that very easily, again, using data merge, and we're going to plug in the author right here. Now, the great thing is now I can turn on the preview and watch what happens. When I turn on the preview, oh boy, I did something wrong. I definitely did something wrong. Let's figure out what's happening. Where is...
It's the T-Rexes, man. They're after you.
It's the T-Rexes, and they are after me. Oh, I know what's
Also,
happening.
these jellyfish are the best. Whoever
The,
said a square
the
jellyfish or
square
whatever it was,
jellyfish? Yes.
so fun.
Cool. So let's go ahead and hop over to my screen as Jordan Inks. And you can see now that I have all of these. Is this HTML? No, this is data merge that's happening out of Adobe InDesign, right? Pretty crazy. So we're going to hit preview here, and we've plugged in all of the different fields. And you'll see when I hit preview, it is now flowing everything into where we want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and capitalize the title up here, as well as these two, the name of our person and the title on the spine. And what's great is we're working in Creative Cloud, and so Jordan can actually just save his design once he's done. And because we're in Creative Cloud, it will upload it, and very quickly I can place it in here. And Ariana, Jordan, you're just kind of using a more chalky kind of brush, right?
Yeah, right now I'm using the Sharp Inker
Sharp
brush, and
inker.
I started with the pencil brush. I like the thick to thin that this one gives us. Obviously, I'm going very fast, so I think when we color it, it'll look fine.
Yep.
But I like the Sharp Inker. That's the brush I'm using.
Do you have any like preference or thoughts on how you pick colors, or is it kind of just like, I don't know, I picked colors?
Uh, it's a little bit of both. So what I would say though is, at least for me, I try not to choose like more than I try not to choose more than like 4 or 5 colors, and I like them to all be cohesive. So like if I'm doing a poster or something, then I'll just choose 1 or 2 colors. But I just think that there's so much, it looks so clean, the less colors that you choose. And then just grabbing like a normal green color and then using a darker green to shade it. For me, that's typically, I try to do a minimal amount of colors and then just different variances of that color for the different shading.
Absolutely. And for those of you that haven't used it or don't know about it, check this out. So bouncing over to my screen, you can go to color.adobe.com. This is an amazing resource to pull color schemes. So you can set your base color and then kind of pull around, and then you can set what kind of color schemes you want. You want analogous, you want monochromatic, you want a triad, and it's going to pull very, very interesting color palettes in for you. And then you can save it to a Creative Cloud library so you can use it in the broad array of Adobe programs. The great thing as well is that you can actually check for accessibility. So this little button right over here, if we click check for accessibility, it's going to say this theme is colorblind safe. Now, if we have some issues, like maybe we have some greens and reds that aren't necessarily going to go together, it will notify us. So let's go ahead and actually pull these so that I can see that there are some greens and reds that we'll have an issue with. Let's pull this over here, and then I'm just going to pull them a little like that. So we're going to check for accessibility. This theme is not colorblind safe. And what it's doing is it's showing me which ones are not colorblind safe, and it's showing me what it might look like to someone that is colorblind or has a different kind of colorblindness. That there is a Dirtopia, Protapia, and Tritanopia. Man, I really tried on those. So it will tell you and show you what it's going to look like to them. That way you can be considerate so that everyone can experience your incredible designs, your incredible illustrations, and really have everyone included in that, which is what we want. All right, Jordan, how are we doing with inking? We are inking away.
I am inking away and hoping to grab some color real quick.
Sweet. Jordan, as you work on this, do you have a favorite project that you've gotten to work on in Illustrate, or is it kind of like you just move on from one to another?
Um, so I think that I enjoy anything that I can do where I can learn something new. Learning a new program, learning how to use a new way of coloring something. Um, and I think that, like, for me, as it seems like when I go back to something, there's always something I would have changed, and I think that's probably all of us. So the grace there, I guess, is that at least I'm like, hey, I learned a new skill, I learned a new way to do something. So I typically, when I look back at things that I've done, I'm like, why did I do it that way?
Yep.
Um, but yeah, anytime, like literally anytime I have a project where it's going to be like, hey, try doing this, try drawing whatever these things were, these little tape things, tapeworms. What do you guys call them?
Leeches.
Leeches.
Yes.
I was like, I don't know what a leech is. I don't know how
Yep.
to draw one. So yeah, anytime I get to learn something new, then that's a project that I very much enjoy.
Yes, and I love the concept of this show, and it shifted a little bit of how we've been doing design in the dark. That it really does challenge you to come up with new things, right? That you would have never thought of, like a spiky jellyfish that's also a square. I think that that's really fun. And chat, you've done a great job. Chat, you get an A plus from me, an A plus plus from me even. You get the highest ranking possible because you did an amazing job at these last 2 days, filling us in, making suggestions. And chat, let me know if you want to see more of this kind of structure. Let me know. We're kind of going to shift up each week what design in the dark becomes. Sometimes we'll do the blind direction, the blind art direction where I can't see what the person is doing. Sometimes we'll do something like this, that it's literally random and crazy as we plug stuff in. And who knows, maybe we'll be doing some other streams to where they can only use new features in some of the Adobe programs. Or maybe we'll throw a video guy into Illustrator and see what happens. So this show's really crazy. If you have any ideas for crazy setups for design in the dark, let me know, because that's what this show is all about. It's kind of the wild card of the Adobe Live lineup. I'll be here at least for the next couple months, so you're stuck with me. And we'll be having a lot of fun on this show. Jordan, something else that I want to ask you about. I know that you're a fan of old cartoons. Can you tell me about
Yes.
some of your favorites, how you feel about the new Space Jam movie, how you feel about the revival and
Ooh.
new style of Mickey Mouse? Like, just talk to us about your cartoon preferences.
Yeah. Okay. So I love slapstick. I think slapstick always uh, wins, and no matter what language you speak or where you live, somebody falling down from a banana is always funny. So I love the Looney Tunes. I love Bob Clampett, Chuck Jones. I love what Tex Avery did. Um, I feel like some of my favorite cartoons would be like Dexter's Laboratory for
Yes.
cartoons. And man, things like Samurai Jack.
I was gonna
I
ask
feel
if
like
you were
that
into Samurai
show
Jack.
super elevated cartoons to like very much an art, and they always are an art. But that one, thinking like, I can't believe this is on Cartoon Network.
Yep. The one that
So
got
fun.
me, and chat, if somebody can like find this link, whether it's a mod or someone else, it doesn't matter. Somebody post a link of the black and white fight in Samurai Jack. It is the greatest like animated scene I've ever seen. Do you remember that, Jordan, where he's fighting like the Shadow Ninja?
Yeah.
Yes, so it's all animation. Instead of using color, they literally cut everything to either black and white and just use positive and negative space. And it is the most gorgeous piece of art to watch. And it's just like it's in like a kid's cartoon show, and you're like, this is art. So that's cool. Do you find yourself getting inspired by like random stuff like that? That you're like, oh, my kids are watching some random thing on TV, and that inspires me to draw something.
Yeah, I mean, it's that and more. Like literally us just doing this right now, I'm saying I would very much want to read a book that was about an upside down world, with that's underwater. I'm like, this is definitely a book that's up my alley. So yeah, just listening to my kids and the crazy stories that they come up with all the time, I'm always for that.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right. Excellent says in chat that that scene didn't have any sound. I feel like I did like no dialogue. Like it was all just like action and sound effects. I remember that it was like crazy foley and just like black and white. Oh, it was so amazing.
There's another character. I don't know what their name is. Chat, help us out if you know. But there's an episode of Batman Beyond where they don't have any sound, and it is so good. I'm like, man, not having sound just makes you pay so just close attention to what you're seeing. And so, yeah, I love all those concepts.
Yep, and I think that it's interesting like when creatives a lot of time have rules put on them, it makes them more creative and not less, right? that like we think people want to just like run in a field, but then it's like, oh no, like we need to do this and you can only use two colors. That it's like, all right, what can I innovate to do that? Do you feel that a little bit on this show, Jordan, of like having constraints that chat's making you do makes you more creative?
Yeah, because like you said, I'm probably not going to draw a T-Rex that has huge arms. So I love saying like, well, could I do that? Well, how fast can I do that? What will it look like? So I love all of that.
Yep.
So
Um,
good.
so where are you now on your process? And for those in chat, I can't see Jordan's screen. I don't know what he's making. Literally in my brain, there is an idea of what's happening. I've been coaching and kind of being the middleman between you, chat, who's been giving amazing suggestions, and plugging everything into our story. So, Jordan, where are you in your process?
So everything crashed. So I had to start over based on memory.
Cool.
So
How do we get?
no, I
Okay.
I'm coloring
I
now.
literally was like,
So
that feels on par for this show these last couple days. Like, sure, why not?
I'm coloring now, and I'm moving as
Cool.
fast as I can. Yeah.
Cool. So we're
So
done with
I'll be just
inking and we're into coloring?
yeah, we're inking and we're done inking.
Yeah, super
Inking,
fun.
blinking, and nod, man.
What is that from?
I think that's a Shel Silverstein story.
Okay.
I think it
Okay,
is.
let's talk about Shel Silverstein because he was a like children's book author, had amazing illustrations. Did you read Shel Silverstein like growing up?
Yeah, I had to do a project on Shel Silverstein where I had to. I was in elementary school and I had to quote and memorize one of his poems, and I loved it. It was so fun. It
Do you
was
remember
fantastic.
what like can you still recite part of it?
Yeah, it goes like this: inking, blinking, and nod. That's all I know.
Nice. Nailed it. And yes, clever. I agree. Jordan's screen is amazing. Inked and getting color so fast. Yes, Jordan works very, very quickly because he just has a lot of practice. And Jordan, I'm going to ask you about that in a second, but I want to give you, chat, a little gift. This is my gift to you. And this is the Shel Silverstein poem that is my favorite that's been stuck in my brain. I'm literally going to
Tell
cut to a
us.
close up for you. Here we go. I made myself a snowball, as perfect as can be. I made myself a snowball, and I let it sleep with me. I gave it some pajamas and a pillow for its head, and just last night it ran away. But first, it wet the bed.
Yes.
It's
Wait,
really
did
great.
you
No,
wow.
that was Shel
So
Silverstein.
good.
I didn't know. Yeah, that was like right off the
You just made
dome.
that on the
I
spot,
just thought
Andrew?
that up. Yeah, dude, design in the dark. That's how it works. No, 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 no. And Dana, what program is that? Jordan, what program are you working in here?
I'm working in Fresco.
That's
Fresco is
right.
fantastic because it makes you mobile.
That's
I
true.
love that I can just take this anywhere, and I can take it on the bus. I can take it in the car on a trip, and I can just work on something. Plus, I have the cloud set up so I can send something to my computer and keep working from wherever I'm at.
Yep, and you can send something to me, and you can keep working, and I can plug it into this document. So on the two up screen, I have made our back kind of summary that you guys have plugged everything into, the spine and the cover, and I've left room because I literally can use Creative Cloud, and Jordan and I have a shared folder that I can plug in his art straight from his iPad onto my InDesign document from a million tiny pieces above our head. And like Jordan said, it is really, really great now to be mobile. So if you have an iPad, there is now Fresco on the iPad. Photoshop is on the iPad. A great program that I don't think like I've ever heard anyone mention, and it's called I believe it's called Layout. Oh gosh, what's it actually called? I think it's called Layout. And it basically you can lay stuff out however you want it, play with how you want things to be, and you can export it, and it will open it in InDesign, Photoshop, or Illustrator, and you can plug your content in. So when I'm on the go and I'm traveling, I have those that I work with to do a lot of my work, as well as a couple things that are like maybe coming down the pipeline that will release, I don't know, eventually in some kind of unforeseen timeline. So I get to work with all of those, and there's big stuff coming that's going to be super exciting. And it's made my workflow completely mobile. I don't really have to take my laptop with me. I just grab my iPad and I'm good to go. So
Were
some
those
fun stuff.
teasers, Andrew?
Those were teasers. Well, there were less teasers and me like having NDAs, less teasers of me trying to tell a
Nice.
story and not get in trouble.
I love basketball, man.
I
NBAs are the best.
Oh gosh, Jordan, that
Sorry, dad
uh,
joke.
that was great. Jordan, a question from our friend Colby: have you ever designed a
Yes.
tattoo?
Uh, not not tattoo first. I designed a shirt for a band, And then later, somebody tagged me with the tattoo that they got of this shirt that I designed. So I didn't design it as a
That's
tattoo,
crazy.
but
And
it
I think
became a tattoo for someone.
that we can talk about
What was
we can
that?
talk about it. I don't think we'll get in trouble. So Jordan and I both got to do some work. Was it the Alien Ant Farm one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jordan and I both got to do some work for Alien Ant Farm, and do some tour merch for them, which was really really fun. Jordan did you did an Ant-Man one and then a David Bowie one.
I did a David Bowie one, Ant-Man, Darth Vader. I did a Harry Potter one, all taking their ant,
That's right.
the ant. Yeah.
Yes, and Alien Ant Farm still touring, still making amazing music. But yeah, it was super super fun and like the craziest thing to like, oh man, this band that we both listened to growing up, and here they are. We're doing some merch for them, so it's super fun. And yes, Colby, I agree, that is really cool. All right, Jordan, we got about I don't know, like 4-ish minutes, 3-ish minutes, a few minutes for us to plug this in. So if we want to start exporting, then we can
Yep.
plug it in and we can do the final read of our story.
You got it.
All right, so what
It's
Jordan's
gonna
going to
come.
do is he is just going to do a quick export out of Adobe Fresco, and then he's going to hop over into the Creative Cloud and upload that into our folder. Over on my screen over here, I'm going to go ahead and make a place-holding box. So I'm literally just making this box, and in InDesign, making a box means that we're going to place something in it. So I'm going to not fill it with anything and hit Command D, and that is going to set it to place. You can see in our Creative Cloud files, we have our process from yesterday, our files. And as we look, as Jordan finishes that up and exports, he's going to upload it into Creative Cloud into the shared folder. And you'll see synchronously, it will both show up on my screen as well as in Jordan's folder. So as we export that, you'll see that happen. And then I'll be able to place that file right into our InDesign document. And we will have a finished book with a book cover with color. I might need to adjust the title a little bit, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens. And again, this is the first time that I'm seeing Jordan's finalized piece, which will be really fun. So we're going to put it in. We'll get my reaction. And chat, thank you so much today. We got about a few more minutes, so we're going to keep going and looking at stuff. But yes, thank you for joining us today. This was very, very fun. We'll be back again next week with our friend Doc Reed. If you don't know Doc, he's an incredible illustrator. He's actually illustrated me a couple times, which has been fun, and does awesome work, very dynamic and textured with lots of motion. So we'll be working in Fresco with him to do probably some portraiture. We'll see. We're going back to a similar format next time to where we coach him into creating something without being able to see it. Cool. So there we go. We saw very quickly that it is now popped up on my screen from Jordan's Creative Cloud, and we're going to hit open, and now it has placed right here. We're going to go ahead and fit that into where we want. All right, and it looks like we are close on the title, Jordan. I'm going to need to go ahead and bring it down just a little bit. I
My
made
bad.
that a little too big. Oh, no, it was totally me. I was ready to kind of size it to where you were. All right, so let's go ahead and size this in, put it in there. So Jar of Stars is our title. And
I love
chat,
that.
we did it. Chat, we did it, and it is incredible. It is gorgeous. It is amazing. And Jordan, we are going to do our final read through of the story. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go, everyone. Jar of Stars is a comedic tale of adventure, of adventure set in Upside Down World. Join our hero Noah as he rides his rocket ship to save his favorite stuffed animal, which was a teddy bear. He will face spiky jelly squares. Where are the jelly squares? Oh my gosh, Jordan, the jelly squares are so perfect.
I
That's
love
so
the jelly
awesome. I
squares.
love the jelly squares. So as you face spiky jelly squares, sharks, and even a few leeches. So you have sharks. We've got our little leeches in there. Yes, I love. Oh, you turned it upside down.
Sorry.
I like that
Yeah,
it
that
could
was
go.
not.
Hold on. I like that this could literally go either way.
Wait, dude. Yeah, flip the title upside down.
I'll flip. Oh, Jordan, that's such a good idea.
Flip it upside down.
Look at this. This is
Yes.
collaboration right here. Cool. So now the title is upside down. It looks like the cover is totally upside down. Love that. That's so fun. Okay, continuing on. Sorry. Mr. Fuzzlewuzzle, PhD, the mad scientist, will do everything in his power to stop Noah from finding his secret snot bubble lair. Where's the snot? Oh, Jordan, the snot bubble.
I love the
Oh,
idea of a
it's
snot bubble lair.
that it is like a
So
giant
fun.
nose with a snot bubble coming out of it. It's so bad.
But it's not a secret lair.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's true. Not a secret lair. I love that. And then releasing his army of cyborg T-Rexes. I love the T-Rex just has regular sized arms, like a thick little forearms. Releasing his army of cyborg T-Rexes, Mr. Fuzzle Wuzzle, PhD, is always on the tail of Noah's rocket ship that runs on broccoli. We got those little florets flying out the back there. Love that. Can he make the escape and save his favorite stuffed animal? Read along and let's find out. Jordan, this was so much fun. Was there anything for you that was like difficult to translate that was just like really interesting and fun? What were your thoughts on the process?
I love the process. I like this even more than day one. I feel like there was so much fun things to draw in there. I think that the thing that always gets me is how big and small I should draw things, and then where the placement's going to be. So, like as you were going, I was saying, don't take up everything because they're going to throw some more stuff at you. So, luckily, I hadn't drawn anything at the top when you said to flip the world upside down. And I'm looking at the sketch now. I don't know if you can see. And so, yeah, the candlestick. And then I did a picture of like, we said a radioactive rat. So I threw a rat back in to show the upside down. And other than that, though, I feel like it's very busy. I'll say for a cover for a children's book, it's very busy, but like, why not? Let's
But
just have some
eye-catching
fun
and
with it.
fun, yes. And I love the dimension of like the bubbles are like floating up, which gives us reference for the room being upside down, right? That the candle
Yeah.
flames are going down, but then the bubbles are going up. That it is like, okay, it's underwater, but they're in a room, and somehow the room is flipped upside down. I
Yeah.
absolutely love that. Yeah, it's super fun. Great job, and I put the sketch side by side. So we have your sketch on your screen, and then the final up here, so you can see kind of how it goes from ideation into that final execution, which is super fun. And Flynn Tracy, you joined us in chat. Hello, Flynn. Flynn is our friend in Australia, which I think there might be an Australia stream up right after this. Flynn, let me know if there's a stream, and we'll make sure that everyone sticks around to watch that with our friends down under. Jordan, if
Yes.
you had to make an illustration of a Australian animal, what animal would you choose?
I would draw, it would involve a boomerang. It would be, I'm sure I would just do a kangaroo with boxing gloves of some sort.
And
Um,
could he be like a superhero that has a boomerang as a tail and like that's what he uses to fly?
yeah.
Like it just kind of like spins, but he can only
Ooh,
fly
he
in a
could,
circle.
like Samus from Metroid. He could take his pouch and then pull himself up, and he could roll around and
And
bowl people over.
yeah, so like it would be like Samus meets Tails. Like he'd roll into his pouch and then use his tail
Yeah,
to like fly, and then he could like drop down on people. That's it. All right.
yeah.
Well, maybe in the next time, a drop bear. Okay. Whoever's talking about drop bears, Jordan, I learned this. We have a couple minutes, so I'm just gonna like talk to
What's
you
a
because
drop bear?
yes. So a drop bear is this bear that is in Australia, and they are in like they. Okay, so you know how regular bears are on the ground? They like live in trees. Like
Yes.
they literally like climb trees and just like
So
hang
you a
out.
koala.
No, they're like actual bears. They
Okay.
like they're less like hairy bears. So they like live in trees. They don't like live in trees, but they like climb trees and they'll like wait and then like jump down on their prey. So they don't like chase it. They like wait and then like jump down on it. Right?
Oh
Right?
my
There's some like
goodness.
crazy stuff in Australia. I mean
Yeah.
it's exotic and fun. I mean different. And yes, koalas are the best. I absolutely love an Australian tarantulas, evil twin of a panda. Okay, Jordan, there's some great suggestions having. So Jordan will be back hopefully at the end of next month, so you can mark your calendars. We also are continuing on this stream next week with our friend Doc Reed. There are some great suggestions, Jordan, that we need to incorporate to our next one, so we can just mental note of these. So the
Take a
great
screenshot.
Yes, take a screenshot. Someone remember us. The best one that I've seen in here are evil twin pandas. I think that that's the greatest idea, right, Jordan? That it's like spy versus spy. That
I
one
want
of
to
them
do
is.
another one. You have another hour, Andrew?
I know,
Let's
right?
just take another hour
Let's just take another hour
and
and
just
do
keep
it.
going.
Right? Like it's two pandas that one is black and white and one is white and black, and they're like evil
Here, I'll
against each
erase all
other.
this.
All right, cool. Yeah. Jordan's just gonna start over to all this now. So we'll do that on
Oh,
the next stream. We'll
yes.
definitely have that because that'll be fun. So thanks so much for joining us today. Make sure you stick around for the Australia stream that may or may not be happening. If it does, then stick around. If it doesn't, then we will see you again tomorrow. I won't see you till Friday for Adobe Office Hours, but stick around and it will be a good rest of the day, regardless of what shows up next. So we'll see you all another time. Jordan, go ahead and say goodbye to our friends.
Bye, everybody. I'm working on that panda right now.
So follow Jordan on Instagram and maybe he'll post that panda for you. We'll talk to you later. Bye.